Welcome to the program today. Mondo Gonzales here in studio with our good friend Billy Crone, and we are going to be talking about Trump and the paradox prophecies. The question that we're going to discuss today is Trump continuing the progression of the Antichrist beast system? Stick around and find out.
Nearly 800 fellow believers from across the nation will gather in Colorado Springs this June for the world's premier prophecy event, Rapture in the Rockies, for one focused purpose: to hear from 16 of the most trusted Bible experts and speakers committed to teaching prophecy with clarity, accuracy, and conviction. Covering a wide range of topics, everything from Israel, the Dead Sea Scrolls, UFO disclosure, AI and the coming Antichrist, the fast approaching rapture, and so much more. Don't wait. Register today at raptureintherockies.com and be a part of this life-changing event.
Well, welcome back. We are here with Billy Crone, and I want to remind everybody just of one thing, is that we are going to be going to Israel. Our trip to Israel in May is full, but we have another trip in January of 2027. So if that interests you, you can go to Israel2027.com and check out all the itinerary and everything else. We hope you will join us. It is a great time to be in Israel, basically late January and February, so consider that. Well, Billy, welcome as always.
Yeah, it's great to be on. Thanks for having me.
Well, you are here to cause some trouble, I think.
Somebody's got to.
Not intentionally.
Let's bring it in. We'll
Exactly. Yes. So just, we Billy and I love getting together because there's this, we're going to get this right out of the gate here, okay? There's no doubt neither you or I are Trump haters, right, by any means. There are those in our group, in our camp, in Just Prophecy, that some people think Trump's the Antichrist.
Right.
Others think he's the political savior. Obviously, the truth is in the middle there. But yet, at the end of the day, and hopefully as a Christian, we're truth tellers.
Right.
So talk about that just briefly as a backdrop of what you were trying to do here, not coming out, again, to be anti-Trump, but simply just to acknowledge the prophetic scenario. And does Satan care who's president, Biden or Trump? Is he scared of either one?
No. He's got his agenda. And then, of course, the good news is if you stick to the Bible, God tells you in great minute detail how it's all going to play out. So if anything, we should be the most informed people on the planet with that stuff. But you mentioned something, that dichotomy. Well, that's why we specifically chose the title for this book and DVD set, Trump and the Paradox Prophecy, because that's the paradox. He's doing some good things. And I'll give credit where credit's due. We're truth tellers, right? Hey, if you're doing something great for the economy, I appreciate that. It's a lot easier to serve Jesus in a positive economy than a negative one. Okay? I don't worship the economy. I don't worship man. But that's just practical common sense. Is he doing things to secure the border and all that stuff? Yeah, that's great. Is he a supporter of Israel? Absolutely. So, hey, I'll give credit where credit's due. But guess what? There's also some things that are going on paradoxically. He's doing some good, but he's doing some things that are lining up with prophecy, whether he realizes it or not. And we got to talk about it. And that's why we hit Trump and the paradox. That's the paradox that's going on. And it makes it a challenge because, again, you say something positive, and then people say, oh, you're voting for the Antichrist.
You're blind, yeah.
You're blah, 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 and they shut you off. Or then if you say, hey, but he's doing some things in this administration that's fulfilling this and building this for the Antichrist. What are you, an anti-American, communist, leftist, liberal? No, I'm a truth teller, I'm a Christian. If we called it out in the previous administrations, why can't we call it out here? So that's the paradox. But anyway, really this is, if people don't know, this is the sequel to our last project, Trump and the Stargate Prophecies, which was entitled that because the first day in office, Trump launched the AI Stargate program, $500 billion, $500 billion investment to speed up the process of AI, not just in America, but around the world. And that has everything to do with Revelation 13. How do you micromanage the planet with the Big Brother system globally being monitored 24/7, as well as controlling and micromanaging the economy, every single financial transaction by itself. Hey, you have to have AI. You can't hire enough people for that. So that's what we dealt with. So now we came out with this. Why? Because newsflash, prophecy did not stop just because Trump got into office. I'm not saying he's like, wakes up every day, yep, I'm doing this to help. And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's happening. Since when did it become illegal, if you will, to talk about it? So these are, this was, if you notice, it's a little bit bigger. Right? This dealt with one topic, AI, Revelation 13. This we deal with 3, because again, not just first day in office, continuing with this administration, there's 3 different things that we bring out that he is advancing whether he realizes it or not. Okay? And the first one we deal with is the 10-horn kingdom, right? Revelation 17. Then we deal with 2 prophecies that Jesus talks about as signs that are going to happen again before he comes back again, and that's the days of Lot and the days of Noah.
I think that's really important for us as Christians. We are to be aware and to be discerning, and we worship no man except Jesus Christ, certainly, and the Father in that regard. What I see here again is this false dichotomy where we're not allowed to talk about things. I will say too as well that I'm glad you said it, is that no one here is discussing Trump's heart. I think a lot of what he does is built on his own desire to win. Mm-hmm. And so when you have a obsession with winning and being number one and making America great, you're not always going to, I think, take into consideration all the ramifications. He's not a prophecy scholar. I don't expect him to be a prophecy scholar. So, but nevertheless, our job is to have discernment and to equip the church to be aware. Well, now you've said this before. I like your analogy that these things that are happening on the front porch, they look great. As you mentioned, the border and other things, economy. But what's happening in the backyard? And so let's talk about that, because the first section you talk about and spend some time on there about the 10-horn kingdom, and basically you compare it in 2 ways. The Club of Rome, explain that, and then also the whole technocrat system going way back, to the early 1900s.
Right, exactly. Well, and that was what really popped out at me was knowing for years in the research on the 10-horn kingdom. And if you go back to the Club of Rome map that we're talking about, they shade the planet, this is in the early 70s, they shade the planet into 10 different regions for purposes of control to help bring peace and security and orders to the planet, blah, blah, blah. Well, I have on tape Klaus Schwab admitting that he was the one who gave the Club of Rome their start. So World Economic Forum, the Great Reset, the 2030 Agenda, all that was in high gear, and they were moving towards, go figure, splitting the planet up into 10 manageable regions, which is what? Revelation 17. Let me read that real quick. It says here that Revelation 17:12, the 10 horns you saw are 10 kings who've not yet received a kingdom, but who for 1 hour will receive authority as kings, along with the beast, the Antichrist, and they have one purpose, and they will give their power and authority over to the beast. So clear interpretation, everybody gets this. In the 7-year tribulation, at some point, the planet will be going from 200 some countries down to 10 regions ruled by 10 guys. And at one point, they're going to say, here you go, Antichrist, we give the whole thing to you. Clear as a bell. So the question is, well, if that's getting close, do we see any signs of getting reduced down to 10? Yes. Back to the Club of Rome map, started by Klaus Schwab, World Economic Forum. The Great Reset is what? The taking over the planet is all it is, right? And things of that nature. Now, Biden was in the hip of these guys. Biden was advancing that. But what we demonstrate is that plan to reduce the planet from 200 some down to 10 has been in play for a long time.
Yeah,
We took a deep dive on
Yeah,
that.
you show a whole bunch, especially in the videos, and we'll certainly cover in the book, is it didn't start with Trump or Biden, it's way back.
No, in fact.
Each administration.
Right, and I appreciate what you said. Again, we're truth tellers, so we tell the truth. It's not a party favorite thing. It's both sides of the aisle, man. And it's been going on for a long time, as far back as we started with Bush Jr.
Well, think about NAFTA, right? Clinton going back. I mean,
Exactly.
use the language anyway.
Right, exactly. But it's what? They want to combine the Canada, U.S., and Mexico, right? But it didn't stop with Bush Jr. It continued, shocker, with Obama, right? And then, of course, it continues with Biden, who, by the way, this was the other issue going on with the immigration issue, and I have this on video. It wasn't just flood America with illegal immigrants to flip states' votes to blue forever, because it's a statistical thing. Statistically, the people who come over here and who are given free food, free housing, free money, free
credit cards,
free
debit cards,
hospitals, then they typically vote Democrat. So that is true. But I have it on tape that the ultimate goal of Mondo was to flood America with as many as 100 million illegal immigrants. Why? Because it would dilute the Americana mindset that is pro-America, sovereignty, liberty, Bill of Rights. So it's just, and so there wouldn't be enough people to stop, especially if you let those guys vote, to stop somebody saying, hey, I think we need to combine U.S., Mexico, and Canada. But there's not enough, it's a numbers game. So, but here's what I discovered in the research. You think, well, whew, man, good thing Biden and ain't in and Kamala didn't win.
Yeah.
So all that's come to a screeching halt. No. What I discovered, unfortunately, is...
So hold on.
Yeah.
We're gonna. This is a little cliffhanger because we're gonna get to that contrast and that shift over because this is what we're talking about. Has Trump continued it? So we're gonna take a little break here where you can see how to get our magazine, which again is keeping you up to date, documenting all the things that are happening in our world, which is happening super fast. So take a listen.
At Prophecy Watchers, we believe that God has called us to be a voice in these last days, to warn you of things to come, to educate you on the study of Bible prophecy, and to boldly proclaim the soon return of Jesus. For your gift of just $50 or more, here's what we'd love to send you. 12 monthly issues of our 4-color magazine, The Prophecy Watcher, in your choice of print or digital. Plus 5 bonus DVDs packed with eye-opening teachings from prophecy experts, including The Mystery of the Rapture, The Great Apostasy and the Revealing of the Antichrist, Holy Fire in Jerusalem, New Shocking Discoveries Surrounding the Shroud of Turin, The Stones Cry Out, The Archaeological Evidence for Jesus, The Mystery of the 10 Kings. Could these be the wealthy and influential oligarchs who control our world today? As an added bonus, we want to send you a one-of-a-kind prophetic treasure, a book that examines every prophecy in the entire Bible. Exploring Bible prophecy from Genesis to Revelation is the work of 2 prophecy legends, Tim LaHaye and Ed Hindson. It's a book you'll find on the shelf of every prophecy expert. This 560-page masterpiece is our bonus gift to you. This $120 value can be yours for your gift of $50 with shipping included in the USA. Call us at the number on your screen or visit us online at prophecywatchers.tv. For our international friends, please note that additional shipping fees do apply and all prices listed are in US dollars. The signs are everywhere. The prophetic puzzle is almost complete, and yet so many are still asleep. That's why the Prophecy Watchers exists, to shine a light in the darkness and help believers understand the lateness of the hour. We believe Jesus is coming soon, and your support helps us take this urgent message to the ends of the earth.
Well, welcome back. We are here talking with Billy Crone, and before the break, Billy, sorry to interrupt you at the time, but Biden was evil, and now once Trump got in, everything stopped, right? Everything is golden age, none of that, right?
Yeah, that's the illusion, unfortunately. And the church, who I think has been psychologically prepared in a negative way to like, man, we went through Biden and that was horrid, the whole pandemic, all that stuff, and all this nightmare and this and the CBDC and the cashless society and all, and just, man, I don't even want to talk about it. We're back to normal. That's the illusion. It's a psychological setup. No, prophecy did not stop just because Trump got into office. And dare I say, because of that mentality, it's happening faster in this administration.
Because everybody's guard is down because they're supposed to be like, oh, well, Trump's coming in and
it's vacation
time. He's like you said, he's doing some things that are good. So you're like, oh, it's all good, but it's not.
It's not. It's the backyard. What's going on in the backyard? And so what we discovered was in the research is right now there's 2 competing maps. We've been talking about the Club of Rome map that, again, just so happens to split the planet into 10 regions, Revelation 17. Hello. Okay. But there's another map that I came across, and I found this at the Cornell University Library. So it's not Photoshop, it's not AI generated, it's not a conspiracy theory. And it was a map called the Technate map, produced prior to World War II. And it was the movement of technocracy that started at the turn of the last century after World War I, during the Great Depression. And basically the premise was this: technology is going to save the day, because after World War I and World War II, the politicians and government had demonstrated they're never going to bring peace to the planet. So it's up to the technology experts to bring in a new order, technocracy, that technology and the scientists and the geniuses
Trust the science.
They're going to save the day, right? And they produced a map of their version of a new North American Union. It still splits America up into a new union, and so my point is, when you look at that map, Mondo, and then know that Trump is surrounded by technocrats, but the common thread is every single one of those guys are not just into technology. They're technology gurus, geniuses, billionaire elites who are all, not individually, but in mass, meeting at the White House. They got his ear. So then you go back to the technocracy movement. I don't think it's by chance we see what's going on. And you don't get it until you see that map. And when you see that map, it's like, you have got to be kidding me. He's just functioning on a different map. He's not following, per se, the World Economic Forum Klaus Schwab map. But I think he's following this one because it's tit for tat, man. Every single one. So if you look at that map, the Technic map, you compare it to the Club of Rome, yes, it's Canada, US, and Mexico. That's the Club of Rome map. Okay, and many of the versions have Greenland. But if you look at the Technic map, it also has Greenland. Well, wait a second, why does that sound familiar? Because that's what Trump immediately has been calling for with Greenland. But not only that.
Even before he was on the campaign trip.
Exactly. It's like you had an agenda, get in office, and now you're implementing the agenda. And then, not only that, let's go back to Canada. What's also in the news right now? Canada is cracking. And there's provinces in Canada that are meeting right now as we have this interview with the White House to merge with Canada. Well, wait a second, didn't Trump say that Canada's going to be the 51st state or whatever? And then they're saying Saskatchewan will be next, and that's the breadbasket, the money basket of Canada. They're going to, if that happens, man, they're going down. They'll have to merge. Mexico, not a big shake, but here's interesting. The Technic map, what's different is not just Greenland, Canada, US, and Mexico. It goes a little further south. Now, this answers some other questions because it goes south to Panama Canal. Does that sound familiar? That's immediately another thing that Trump immediately got back, right? And then, you know where it ends? The Technic map, their version of a new North American Union, one of the 10 chunks, right? It ends in Venezuela. What? Yeah. Oh, and I'm not the prophet nor the son thereof, but there's one more thing that's coming according to that map. All the Caribbean islands, including Cuba, are a part of this new North American Union. What is going on right now in the news? It just happened this week. Trump announced anybody who sells oil to Cuba will get slapped with some big-time tariffs. So a stranglehold's being put on Cuba because guess what? Cuba's next. And you're going like, okay, what are the odds of every single region on that Technic map is being conglomerated into the U.S.? Now again, people say, well, we have to do that for security reasons. I don't doubt that.
It all sounds good.
Right, and we could do it for more minerals to compete with China and Russia. I don't doubt that. So I get the whole geopolitical issue, the national protection, security issue, economic issue. I get all that, but I'm just saying at the bottom line, and I'm not even saying Trump's waking up going, yep, I'm creating a new North American Union to be one of the 10 of the anti. I'm not saying he's saying
He
that.
probably doesn't know anything about it, right? Yeah.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's just he's following a different map, and it's not just any map, it's a technocracy map, and this administration, he's surrounded by these technocrats. There's no way that's by chance.
I just want to mention this because we don't have time to get to all of it. The second section, which I think many of you might be surprised by this, you talk about the days of Lot. Of course, all the homosexual agenda, everything you can imagine flourished under Obama, 2015, Supreme Court. Certainly, even in Trump's first administration, which isn't well known, certainly Biden opened the doors, as we know, in a variety of things. But some people, even as Christians, they fail to see that, well, wait a minute, under Trump's new administration, his second one, he certainly isn't pro-LGBTQ, is he?
No, he's never stopped being pro-LGBT. This is something that again, we're truth tellers, even in his first administration, which really appalled me and blew me away, that Christians, they seem to always give him a free pass on the LGBT thing. I'm like, well, wait a second. No, I'm glad he's doing this. The economy's going greater. Food prices, gas is going down. Interest rates are going down. This is great. I'll give you credit where credit's due. But he's still out there promoting LGBT. And why are you keeping your mouth shut on it? It's a moral issue. We're supposed to tell the truth. And so we got a free pass. Well, guess what, folks? It has not stopped. And dare I say, it's escalating. Right now, the Trump administration is not only, like they did last time, hiring full-blown LGBT as a part of their administration, but there's a global agenda, and we bring it out. And not only promoting the LGBT cause around the planet, but they're punishing nations who go against it. Mm-hmm. That's our country, folks. Yeah. And so here's my point. Well, what? Okay, that's okay. Well, it has everything to do with prophecy. Jesus said, Luke 17, he says, as it was in the days of not just Noah, but the days of Lot. It's going to happen again before Jesus comes back. What was going on in the days of Lot? Oh, I'd love to bring this one out. because most people read that passage way too fast, and you miss the other important issue there. What was going on in the days of Lot, Sodom and Gomorrah? It wasn't just homosexuality. Read the text. It said the men and young and old alike, the boys. So it's not just the sin of homosexuality, it's pedophilia. Now, here's another hot button, right? What has been coming out now, and people say, is Trump involved, is he not? Whatever. I'm just saying, what's in the news that's being exposed right now?
A global
what?
Like a global pandemic, if you want, not a pandemic, but situation of this pedophilia rings, everything else, Epstein.
Everywhere, which shows you virtually every country, every celebrity, every politician around the planet.
Yeah.
Pick a country. So that's exactly what's going on with what Jesus said would happen. Not just homosexuality, but pedophilia. And if anything, the Epstein files is blowing up that I didn't know. Yeah, folks, because God never gets it wrong. And that's part of the reason why God's coming back to judge the planet, right? But then that really goes into the third one we deal with, because we deal with the 10-horn kingdom, the days of Lot, and the days of Noah. And then again, what was going on in the days of Noah? Why did God judge the planet the first time? Of course, the big smoking gun is the Nephilim issue. That basically, in the easy synopsis, there was a hybridization of mankind going on. Humans were being turned into non-humans.
Genetic manipulation.
Right. And so, well, good thing that's not happening. No, what's happening today with genetic modification? Transhumanism. Now, here's my point. You need to have the LGBT mindset permeate the planet in order to pull off transhumanism. Even to the point where, oh, you're a guy, but you want to be a lady, and then maybe a guy, a lady, and part cat. That's the mindset of the transhumanists, right? That's why they're big on transgender, because it's a transhumanist thing. Because
It's contrary to the natural order.
it's contrary, it's total rebellion against God's system. Male, male, female, female, male, female, married, and then male, female.
Or
have
many,
kids.
like polyamorous, that too.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? So it's a total rebellion of God's design. But their belief is, watch this, the technocracy movement is not only building a new North American Union, which is just a little expansion of the Club of Rome map union, but it's one of the 10 horn kings, Revelation 17. But these same technocrats, Mondo, it blew me away, because I've done a deep dive in transhumanism for many years. So I know the bigwigs, right? And when I saw who was surrounding Trump now in the second term, I'm going, wait a second, you're not just technology elites, technocrats. Everyone, not half of them, not 75%, 100% of these guys are transhumanists, every single one of them. And I'm going, you got to be kidding me.
So I want to get to a little bit more in depth on that. We're going to take a little break here. You can see how to get Billy's just exposure of what's happening. I mean, prophecy is being fulfilled. It has not stopped. So take a listen.
Nothing brings us more joy than keeping you informed on the latest developments in Bible prophecy. Our world is changing, and it's hard to keep up with all of the things we see happening. Events predicted by the prophets of the Bible 2,500 years ago. That's why we bring you the experts, trustworthy Bible teachers who share important news you may never hear in church. Whether it's through television, radio, the Prophecy Watcher magazine, our Substack page, social media, mission trips, or our nationwide prophecy conferences, we want Prophecy Watchers to be your trusted source for solid Bible teaching. No one is more informed than Billy Crone. His latest 2 studies, Trump and the Stargate Prophecies and Trump and the Paradox Prophecies, are available in 2 books or on 2 DVD sets. They represent the culmination of years of research on the deep state. Prophecy is coming to life. Recently, Billy turned his attention to the 17th chapter of Revelation, where we read about the future kingdom of the Antichrist, a world leader who many believe divides the world into 10 kingdoms ruled by 10 individuals. Many people believe these 10 kings are alive today, waiting to take their place on the world stage. Billy's research will leave many in a state of shock, unaware how close we are to the last days prophecies. From NAFTA's replacement for the Club of Rome to the little-known secrets of Greenland and Nikola Tesla, Billy will take your understanding to a new level. Billy's 2 books are available individually for your gift of $30 each, with shipping included in the USA. Get both books for your gift of $60 or more, and we'll send a bonus book and a bonus DVD your way. 40 Days Through Bible Prophecy, a great introduction to Bible prophecy and the mysteries of the 10 Kings, Mondo's deep dive into the identity of these future leaders. We also have Billy's 2 DVD sets on these fascinating subjects. They're available individually for your gift of $50 or more, or together for your gift of $100 or more, with the same 2 bonuses included. Visit us online at prophecywatchers.tv or call the toll-free number you see on your screen. For our international friends, please note that additional shipping fees do apply and all prices listed are in US dollars. Many recognize the troubling signs of the times and know something ominous is about to happen, but they don't understand that the answers are found in the prophecies of the Bible. Will you help us get the word out and bring these people to Jesus? That's what Prophecy Watchers is all about. We'll see you here, there, or in the air.
Welcome back. As you can see, Billy has done his homework. And Billy, the thing that everybody should shock everybody is, as you started with the Stargate prophecies, day one, who's sitting in the crowd at his inauguration? All these people. Where'd they come from? I thought, like you said, I thought they hated him. Right. But he has given them a red carpet.
Oh, yeah. Even the people who hated his guts the first term, and I'm talking people like Jeff Bezos, Amazon, Zuckerberg, the Google boys, oh, they're licking his boots. And I think part
and he welcomed him in.
And because he wants something. Now, I get it from his perspective. If I were to guess, this is going to be a boom to the economy. It's going to help bring in big business, et cetera, blah, blah. Okay, I get that. But knowing the background of these guys, they want something else. They're advancing the transhumanist agenda, which we explode, and it's not good. But here's the point. Why do we need to know about it? Because it's a repeat of the days of Noah in our face, in the White House, and we need to talk about it. Well, what's the hope? Well, everything we're talking about here today, Mondo, is what? In the 7-year tribulation. Well, guess what? We leave prior. So all it is a reminder that our departure is near. Is that bad? No, that's best case scenario. Hello. But so it should excite us. We don't condone what they're doing. What they're doing is evil. What they're building is evil. I get that. But it's a reminder to the born-again Christian, I'm out of here soon at the rapture, praise God. But don't get distracted. Don't act like this is a vacation. Don't get worldly, finish strong. Lead as many souls as you can to Christ. Because when the rapture happens, which could happen at any moment, it's nearer than it's ever been, Christ is going to find you doing something. And if that thought made you uncomfortable, that means you're off track. So all this should be a clarion call at church. Guess what? The rapture is close. Finish strong. I love you. I'm going to come get you. But you've got a mission, and it's called rescue souls. Get out there and save them.
Amen. Well, we appreciate you watching this week. As always, the Scripture's true, and here we get the opportunity to document like a play-by-play of seeing the eventual beast system that's coming in. We get to document it line by line. And why? Jesus said it to the disciples, I tell you these things beforehand so that you know that I am He, that He's the one that knows and holds the end from the beginning. So thank you for your support and prayer. As always, we could not do it without you. And as Billy said, it's time to step it up, and it's time to continue to, as Jesus said, to occupy, to be busy about the kingdom work, knowing that the time is short. We'll catch you next time.
Prophecy Watchers is a viewer-supported ministry made possible through the faithful support of friends like you.